Kings Dominion and Busch Gardens Williamsburg are the two premier amusement parks in Virginia, located just about an hour away from each other. Kings Dominion is run by the Cedar Fair chain and should be one of the biggest parks in the country, while Busch Gardens is run by the SeaWorld chain and is more of a theme park. I say should be one of the biggest parks because over the past 15 years, Busch Gardens has rapidly taken over Kings Dominion. In 2025, this will all change. Kings Dominion is going to make a comeback, and this is how. Back in 2010, Kings Dominion made an absolutely massive investment with the huge Intamin Giga Coaster called Intimidator 305. This should have been a great addition to Kings Dominion and was a sign of steady investment after their 2008 floorless coaster Dominator. However, after Intimidator 305, Kings Dominion has only gotten 2 roller coasters. Twisted Timbers in 2018 was a great addition, and Tumbili was added in 2022 and was just a cheap 4D free spin. Busch Gardens, on the other hand, opened 5 coasters in even less time, opening Verbolten in 2012, Tempesto in 2015, Invader in 2017, Pantheon in 2022, and Dark Coaster in 2023. Additionally, Busch Gardens is looking to build a B&M family invert in 2025, similar to Busch Gardens Tampa's Phoenix Rising. So what happened to Kings Dominion? Well, after Intimidator 305 was built for $25 million, it was a huge flop. The ride was too intense for the general public and had to be modified just 2 months after opening. Most guests thought the ride was too intense to enjoy. Even looking at Kings Dominion's ridership numbers compared to Kings Island, you can see that Intimidator 305 isn't even in the top 3, and that Kings Dominion most ridden ride, Dominator, was around 700,000 less riders than Kings Island's most popular ride. In addition, Cedar Fair's theming throughout the 2010s was very poor, while Busch Gardens Williamsburg was themed to European countries and was geared more towards families, attracting more guests. This changed for Kings Dominion though, as in the 2020s, Cedar Fair turned their attention towards theming. After Volcano was removed, the Safari Village area was updated to Jungle Expedition, with updated food and the new Tumbili roller coaster. Also, Avalanche and the Scrambler rides were rethemed to fit the jungle theme. The only problem, Intimidator 305 and Flight of Fear are still located in Jungle Expedition, and so is this massive plot of land that used to house Volcano. That brings us to the year 2025. After the Intimidator licensing expired in February of 2024, Kings Dominion took the opportunity to completely revamp Intimidator 305, under the temporary name Project 305. This is a genius move by Kings Dominion, as they can retheme the ride to attract the general public back, and they'll have it fit with the jungle theme, almost like how Cedar Point is doing with Top Thrill 2. I talked about this in my last video, but this is really a smart move from Kings Dominion. They don't even need to change the layout of the coaster, but advertising this as an experience change will get people coming back to Intimidator 305 without having to spend millions of dollars. And this draws attention back to the park for this season when they begin teasing their 2025 plans. While Busch Gardens isn't adding anything new for 2024, Kings Dominion is able to tease for their new coaster. In 2025, Kings Dominion will be adding a launched B&M wing coaster. The footer plans were leaked and ML Designs was able to render a wing coaster with the layout. Let's run through this layout quickly. The ride starts with a launch through a tunnel into a small airtime hump, looking to provide some quick negatives before rising into a massive overbanked style element. It actually banks more than 135 degrees, so it counts as a cutback. Then, the ride dives down and rises into the second inversion, a dive loop. Twisting through a corkscrew, the train wraps around the Jungle Expedition Plaza for some great photo opportunities, before diving into another low-to-the-ground corkscrew. This looks to provide some fun hang time before jumping over the station with an airtime hill. Finally, the train goes through a slow inline twist before turning into the brake run. Overall, it's a short ride, but the layout, especially for a wing coaster, looks to have some strong hang time and airtime in some spots, in addition to a forceful launch. Will it be better than Volcano? Probably not, but for the general public, this could be the best ride in the park. Of course, Kings Dominion would also theme the ride to the jungle area, probably adding trees and near misses around some of the inversions. That last inline twist looks like a great spot for a near miss style element. So here's my theory on why this ride took so long. Kings Dominion had the original wing coaster plans for 2021, but the pandemic hit and the project had to be delayed. However, Pantheon at Busch Gardens was under construction, so Kings Dominion knew they had to step up their game, and that original wing coaster wouldn't be enough. So they used Tumbili to start the expansion, and then went back to the drawing boards, coming up with this wing coaster. They picked 2025 as the perfect year, as they knew Busch Gardens would just be adding a family coaster. The family coaster wouldn't draw as many crowds as a rethemed Giga Coaster and a brand new wing coaster themed to the jungle would, so Kings Dominion struck gold. And that brings us to Kings Dominion's statement. Cedar Fair theming has really stepped up, and in my opinion, Jungle Expedition looks even better than some parts of Busch Gardens Williamsburg. After Pantheon's theming was lackluster, Kings of Minion could step up and go crazy with the theming on Toonbeely and this new wing coaster, and now Project 305. This would wow the guests and keep them coming back to Kings of Minion, as they have the better thrill coasters compared to Busch Gardens. Also, adding a thrill coaster after Busch Gardens added 2 family coasters, in addition to having I-305 rethemed, will get the crowds going back to Kings of Minion instead. Hopefully, this leaves Kings of Minion on the right track for future expansions. Kings of Minion could be one of the top Cedar Fair parks if it was invested properly, and it looks like Cedar Fair is finally realizing that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment what you think of Kings of Minion in 2025, and have a great rest of your day.